Record would help, eh? I'm following it, not even recording.
Huh?
I forgot to push record.
Our B-25 on takeoff roll, followed by the C-47 transport. These historic aircraft part of the Yankee Air Museum. As the C-47 starts its takeoff roll, that North American B-25 is one of the most famous twin-engine Meteor bombers used during World War II. It was produced in greater numbers than any other American twin-engine combat aircraft. There's no doubt that its historic accuracy and useful derives from its namesake, the outspoken General Billy Mitchell, who proved once and for all that bombers could destroy targets and then achieve worldwide fame on August 18, 1942, when 16 B-25s under the component theory just a few months after the attack on Pearl Harbor. Now the next airplane on takeoff roll is the BT.
Yeah, you gotta let me know where they are, because I ain't just recording one at a time.
Mitchell bomber. First flew in 1933 as Douglas's initial response to the short supply of his competitor Boeing's aircraft landmark 10-passenger 247. The fast, low-wing, all-metal sleeper craft, the DST, or Douglas Sleeper Transport, and the 24 passenger version was designated DC-3, that is Douglas Commercial Version 3. The DC-3 was given more credit for almost 600% increase in airline passengers between 1936 and 1941. Recognizing the great potential as a military aircraft, the United States Army specified a number of changes needed to make the aircraft acceptable for military use, including more powerful engines, removal of the utilities on the walls, a stronger refuel engine door, and additional large cargo loading doors. A large order was placed at 40 for the militarized DC-3, which was designated the C-47. It became known as the Skytrain, and the British called it the Dakota. Used as a cargo aircraft to fly the notorious hump over the Himalayas after the Japanese closed the Burma Road. It was a paratroop version carrier, and it performed missions over Normandy, on D-Day, New Guinea, and the Douglas C-47 was one of the prime movers in World War II. Where it formed one of the others were manufactured by the military on both sides and having been licensed to Mitsui before the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, and to the who built it as Luskanov Li-2.
Demonstration. Allow me to give you some highlights of this aircraft history. A highly successful development of the famous MiG-15 fighter from the Korean War. The MiG-17 is longer, the wind sweep greater, and a more powerful Kilmoth VK1F turbojet is installed, this time with an afterburner. Developed in the early 1950s, the MiG saw production until 1957. The result was a solid, nimble aircraft that quickly outclassed and outperformed the MiG-15 in all aspects. Standing 12 feet tall with a 31-foot wingspan, the MiG-17 is smaller than all of its Western competitors, such as the F-4, giving it a sight and target ratio edge in combat. The MiG is a thirsty airplane, using 400 to 500 gallons of fuel per hour and nearly 56 gallons per minute with the afterburner. Now, ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention to the left is Captain William Ward. Our pilot today takes the MiG to full power for the MiG-17 afterburner departure. Now with full power, the Kilmoth VK1F afterburning turbojet is providing well with nearly 7,500 pounds of thrust. Big power plane, smaller aircraft, and the result is an excellent 12,790 foot per minute climb. The pilot of the and has time on over 60 other types. Now direct your attention to the right as Will brings the MiG in low and banks towards the crowd line. It's time for the cameras to come out in the MiG-17 aileron roll photo pass and review. At show center, Will roll the MiG through 2 tight aileron rolls, showing just how nimble this small little jet was for its time. Back in 1965, 2 F-105 Thunder Sheet fighters were jumped over Vietnam and shot down by a pair of MiG-17s. Shocking the Americans, they realized the need to create a program that would give the United States pilots highly sophisticated training against smaller, agile fighters like the MiG-17. The program was called Top Gun, and the MiG-17 was one of the main aircraft that caused the United States to rethink its training. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the landing gear will come down, the speed brakes will come out, and will bring the MiG-17 back to approach speed. Look off to the left. It's time for the Red Eagle MiG-17 30 pass. Due to their aggressively swept wing platform, MiGs are not known for their slow speed handling characteristics. However, Will shows his skills by rocking the wings of the MiG back and forth to show its maneuverability. Now, Will quickly brings up the gear and turns the dirty slow aircraft back into a powerful climber by the use of the Q-Loss afterburner. The VK-1F is a close copy of the famous Rolls-Royce steam jet engine that the Russians modified with afterburners to power their MiG fighters. With 7,500 pounds of power, the MiG has 3 times the power of the LL-39 and can rival 1/3 of the horsepower of the entire starting grid at the Indianapolis 500. Now, ladies and gentlemen, look back to the right as Will brings in the MiG with some speed. He'll pull hard away from show center and execute an aggressive 7G max rate 270-degree turn. Will fights the G-forces using only his body, as he does not believe in the aided use of a fighter pilot's G-suit. Additionally, the MiG has no fly-by-wire components, rather just a manually controlled airplane. This machine demands a high level of performance from any pilot who flies it. In the hands of a properly trained and physically aggressive pilot, the MiG-17 can turn very tight, which gave it an excellent combat edge over the skies of Vietnam. Now, Will has repositioned the aircraft to your right and will demonstrate further just how nimble this little jet is. At show center, he'll bank 90 degrees away, then light the burner and pull the MiG into an aggressive 10,000 foot per minute climb. Listen closely as you can hear the ignition light come off afterburner, providing Will with all 7,500 pounds of raw power. Altitude and in exchange for speed and reposition the MiG for its final maneuver of the day. So what happens when you have a small jet, a powerful engine, and a pilot called Psycho at the controls? Look to your left and find out as it's time for our little MiG's favorite time of the day, her opportunity to go fast. We'll push the throttles up, point the nose